the woods, it's time to go. It may be all in vain, I know. Into the woods, but even so, I have to take the journey. Into the woods, the path is straight, you know it well.
Hi, I'm Ashlyn.
And I'm Basham. And today we're going to talk about how the movie Into the Woods agrees and disagrees with Christianity.
Into the Woods is a dark fantasy musical drama film directed by Rob Marshall, produced by Disney, inspired by the Grimm brothers' fairy tales, Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, and Rapunzel. The film is a fantasy genre crossover centered on a childless couple who set out to end a curse placed on them by a vengeful witch. Ultimately, the characters are forced to rectify the consequences of their actions.
There are a lot of characters in this movie, but the main characters are Anna Kendrick plays Cinderella.
Jack is played by Daniel Huddlestone.
The baker is played by James Gordon.
Emily Blunt plays the baker's wife.
Lilla Crawford is the Little Red Riding Hood.
Meryl Streep plays the witch.
Johnny Depp plays the Big Bad Wolf.
Rapunzel's prince is played by Billy Magnuson.
Mackenzie Mazzy plays Rapunzel.
And Prince Charming is played by Chris Pine. A baker and his wife wish for a child, but suffer under a curse laid upon the baker's family by a witch who found the baker's father robbing her garden when the mother was pregnant. The baker's father also stole some beans that happened to be the magical beans from Jack and the Beanstalk. This caused the witch's mother to punish her with the curse of ugliness. The witch offers to lift the curse, but only if the baker and his wife obtain 4 critical items for her to make a potion. A cow as white as milk, a cape as red as blood, hair yellow as corn, and a slipper as pure as gold. The witch's demands eventually bring the baker and his wife into contact with Jack, who is selling his beloved cow, Milky White, and to whom the baker offers magical beans left by him by his father. They then meet Red Riding Hood on her way to her grandmother's house. Meanwhile, Rapunzel, the witch's adopted daughter, the child that she took from the baker's parents in exchange for the baker's father, whose tower the baker's wife passes in the woods. Cinderella also runs into the baker's wife while fleeing from the pursuing prince.
After a series of failed attempts and misadventures, the baker and his wife finally are able to gather the items necessary to break the spell. Meanwhile, each of the other characters receive their happy endings. Cinderella and Rapunzel marry their princes. Jack provides for his mother by stealing riches from giants in the sky and kills the pursuing giant by cutting down the beanstalk. Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother are saved by the Big Bad Wolf from the Big Bad Wolf by the baker, and the witch regains her youth and beauty after drinking a potion.
However, each of the characters learn that their happily ever afters are not so happy. The baker is worried he is a poor father to his newborn baby, like his father before him. Cinderella is disenchanted by royal life. Rapunzel is constantly scared of the outside world, having never experienced it before. And the witch learns that she has lost most of her powers with her restored youth. The growth of a second beanstalk from the last remaining magic bean allows the giant's wife to climb down and threaten the kingdom and its inhabitants if they do not deliver Jack and retribution for killing her husband. Meanwhile, what the characters did to achieve their happy endings continue to haunt them. Cinderella's prince kisses the baker's wife, who soon dies after falling off a cliff while fleeing from the giant's wife. The witch loses Rapunzel forever when she runs off with her prince in spite. Cinderella and the prince break up after she hears of his indefinitely with the baker's wife, and Red Riding Hood's mother and grandmother, along with Jack's mother, are killed in the giant's wife's rampage. In the aftermath, the surviving characters debate the morality of handing Jack over, and soon quickly blame each other for their individual actions that led to the tragedy, ultimately blaming the witch. She throws away her remaining beans, reenacting her mother's curse, and apparently allowing it to destroy her, leaves the rest of the group to their fate.
The baker, Cinderella, Jack, and Red Riding Hood resolve to kill the threatening giant's wife. Though Cinderella and the baker try to explain the distraught Red Riding Hood and Jack the complicated morality of retribution and revenge, the giant's wife is killed, and the characters move forward with their ruined lives. The baker, thinking of his wife, is determined to be a good father. Cinderella leaves the prince and decides to help the baker. And Jack, Red Riding Hood, and the new orphans live with the baker and Cinderella. The movie ends with the baker begging to tell the story of his son, like once upon a time.
There are many ways that the characters disobey Christianity. We will now point out their problems. Cinderella breaks the 10th commandment of coveting. She wants so badly to live a rich and lavish life that she will do whatever it takes. She sneaks out of her house, disobeying her stepmother for 3 nights in a row, just to have her heart broken by her charming prince. Jack has a stealing addiction. He climbs up the beanstalk around 4 times to steal gold and a magical instrument from the giant's kingdom. He also sings a song about there being magical, godlike creatures living in the sky, which agrees with the Hinduism worldview.
The baker has a lying problem. He sings about how it's okay to lie. The baker's wife goes against what God says about a woman's role in a man's life. She's a huge feminist because she wants to be as equal as her husband and rule the household by not submitting to him in any way.
The evil witch shows signs of narcissism. She does whatever it absolutely takes to get her beauty back and reverse the spell placed by her mother, including cutting her own daughter's hair, killing a cow, stealing a red cape, and stealing a gold slipper. The big bad wolf practices pedophilia against Little Red Riding Hood. He sings a song about it. Listen to this.
Look at that flesh, pink and plump. Hello, little girl. Tender and fresh, not one lump. Hello, little girl. This one's especially lush, delicious. Hello, little girl. What's your rush? You're missing all the flowers. The sun won't set for hours. Take your time.
Cinderella's prince goes against what God has clearly stated not to do, which is committing adultery. He cheats on Cinderella multiple times and blames it on him being born that way.
Prince, what kind of king will you be?
I was raised to be charming, not sincere.
Prince Charming and his brother are also competing through the whole movie who is the better prince by trying to upstage each other and are filled with conceitedness.
What's as intriguing or half so fatiguing as what's out of reach? Am I not sensitive, clever, well-mannered, considerate, passionate, charming, as kind as I'm handsome, and heir to a throne? You are everything maidens could wish for. Then why do I know the girl must be mad? You know nothing of madness.
The main thing that goes against Christianity in this movie is the concluding song, No One Is Alone. Cinderella sings, "You decide what's good, you decide alone," which is stating that you can decide your own reality, that we do not need God to tell us what to do.
Giants can be good. You decide what's right.
You decide what's good. Just remember.
Just remember.
The only thing for this movie we could find that agrees with Christianity is in the song No One Is Alone, where Cinderella also sings, "No one is alone, truly no one is alone. Sometimes people leave you, but no one is alone." This agrees with the true fact that God is always with you, even when others leave you.
In Hebrews 13:5, it says, "Be content with what you have, for he has said, I will never leave you and nor forsake you."
No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone.
Thank you for listening to what agrees and disagrees with Christianity in the movie Into the Woods. My name's Ashlyn,
And I'm Basham.
and we're out!
Over and out! Link.